Children, welcome once again to the biology classes. So, children, in the last classes, we have studied about the autotrophic nutrition and its various types, isn't it? I told mainly there are two types of autotrophic nutrition, that is chemoautotropic and photoautotropic. Photoautotropic means with the help of sunlight, and chemoautotropic means which is found in certain type of organisms like bacteria, where certain chemical conversions gives energy for the production of food, or for formation of food. And in photoautotropic, okay, the energy comes from light, okay. And we have studied about photosynthesis, various raw materials needed for photosynthesis, and the experiments to prove that these raw materials are needed for photosynthesis, isn't it? Then we have also studied the whole process of photosynthesis in three steps, and I have explained you about the functions of various raw materials in photosynthesis, like carbon dioxide. What will happen to that, isn't it? Then what will happen to water, or what is the use of this raw materials in photosynthesis, isn't it? All that we have studied, and how they are obtained. So these are the portions what we have completed. Now we are going to study a new topic, that is heterotrophic nutrition. So what do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? Everyone might be knowing the nutrition in which the organisms are not able to prepare their own food, isn't it? They have to depend on other organisms for their food. That kind of nutrition is known as what? Heterotrophic nutrition. So what do you mean by heterotrophic nutrition? The nutrition in which the organisms is not able to prepare, the organisms are not able to prepare their own food, they have to depend on other organisms. That kind of nutrition is called what? Heterotrophic nutrition. Understood? So the form of nutrition that depends upon the type and availability of food materials, and also how it is obtained by the organisms. Okay, so for example, if the food is stationary, okay, like grass, if an animal is eating grass, then their mode will be different. And if the food is mobile, like if a lion has to catch a deer, then all this will be different. Okay, the mode will be different, the digestion process will be different. Okay, then there are a number of types of heterotrophic nutrition. You can see some examples are saprophytic, okay, parasitic, holozoic, symbiotic. Understood? So saprophytic means what? These are found in fungus, okay, especially fungus, bacteria, etc., where the organisms, what first they digest the food outside the body, and then the digested food materials will be absorbed into the body. Okay, means a saprophytic nutrition is a kind of nutrition where the organism depends upon dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, this dead and decaying organic matter will be digested outside the body. Okay, means it will be converted to simpler molecules outside the body, and then they will be absorbed. Okay, parasitic means what? It's a kind of nutrition in which the organism will not kill the, okay, the intention of the the predator or the organism which have the food is not to kill the organism, but they cause certain harm. Understood? So you can see in plants also parasites are there, in animals are also parasites are there. Ectoparasites means which are found outside, and endoparasites means which are found inside the body. Then holozoic, okay, holozoic nutrition means here the organism ingests the food. I'll tell you that the various steps of holozoic nutrition. So first the organism will ingest, or they intake the food, and the digestion process will be taking place inside the body of the organism. So that kind of nutrition is called holozoic. Then symbiotic means what? Here the two organisms, okay, they equally benefit. Okay, they benefit each other, means for the purpose of nutrition they associate and they what they are getting benefited each other. Understood? So these are what different kinds of some examples of heterotrophic nutrition. Okay. So, as I told, in saprophytic nutrition, okay, that is seen in some fungi like bread molds, yeast, mushrooms, etc., the organism break down the food material outside the body and then absorb it, okay. And in others, the whole material, that food material will be taken in the body, inside the body, and then broken down, depends upon the body designs. Okay, so like this, what different types of nutrition you can see. Okay, parasitic nutrition is what, that is example is what, cuscuta. Okay, ticks, lice, leeches, tapeworms, all these are examples of what, the parasitic mode of nutrition, in which the organisms will not what their aim is not to kill the what host. Okay, so in parasitism there are two what organisms involved. What are they? Parasite and the host. Host is the one on which the parasites feed on. Understood? And host will not be what killed directly, but they the parasites cause certain harm to the host. Is it clear? So these are what different kinds of nutrition. Now, I told holozoic nutrition is what, it's a kind of nutrition which the organism take the food in and then the process of digestion takes place inside the body. Okay, so if you see the holozoic nutrition, there are different steps or stages in the process of holozoic nutrition. So let's see what are they. Okay, so holozoic nutrition contains various steps like ingestion, okay, then digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay, so ingestion means the process of intake of food. The food should be taken into the body, okay, or into the, that should be put into the digestive system. Okay, then second is what, digestion. Digestion means it is the process of breaking down of complex food materials into simpler ones. Okay, for example, starch, cellulose. Cellulose we cannot, but other materials like the this one starch, okay, or the other sucrose, etc. We cannot digest. Means we cannot absorb. Sorry, we cannot absorb. Understood? So this material first it should be converted into smaller materials. So this process is called what? Digestion. The process of conversion of complex food materials into simpler forms like glucose, okay, fructose, etc. that can be absorbed. So that process is called what? Digestion. The conversion of complex food materials into simpler forms. Then next is what? Absorption. Absorption is actually the mixing of the digested food into the bloodstream. Understood? So body fluids, the mixing up of the digested food into the body fluid is called what? Absorption. Assimilation means making use of the food, okay, utilizing the food for various purposes. What for we are eating food? For getting energy and also for growth. So that process is called what? Assimilation. Egestion means the process of expulsion of waste materials from the body. Okay, so these are the various types of, or various steps of, sorry, types not steps, of holozoic nutrition. Okay, and let's study how nutrition occurs in a single-celled organism like amoeba. Okay, so amoeba in amoeba. Okay, also you can see holozoic nutrition means the food is intaken and then digestion takes place inside. Understood? What is digestion? The process of breaking down of complex food materials into simpler ones with the help of digestive enzymes. So this is the kind of or holozoic type of nutrition is found in amoeba. Okay, so let's see how amoeba gets food. Okay, so amoeba is having special what finger like extensions. Okay, in the body they are known as pseudopodia. Okay, so with the help of pseudopodia, okay, they help, okay, they help with the help of the pseudopodia, they ingest the food. Okay, the food will be inside the body, means they are having only a single cell, so inside the cell. Okay, and then what happen, this will make the food vacuole. Okay, once the food is inside the cell, that is becoming the, or that is forming the food vacuole, and inside the food vacuole the complex substances will be broken down into simpler simpler ones. So that process you can call it as what, digestion, isn't it? So inside the food vacuole, the digestive enzymes will be secreted and it will be converting the complex materials into simpler ones. That process is called what? Digestion. Okay, then what happened, the digested food will be absorbed into the cytoplasm for energy purpose and also for its division and all. Okay, so that is what assimilation. Then the remaining undigested food materials will be removed to the surface of the cell and from there it will be thrown out. Understood? Thrown out. So this process is called what? Egestion. Understood? So how amoeba gets food, you understood? Ingestion, how it takes place? With the help of pseudopodia. Okay, they extend certain finger like projections and they surround the food particles. Okay, you can see. And then what happened? Pseudopodia is ingesting the food. Here you can see. Here you see it forms after the ingestion, they form the food vacuole, and here digestion takes place and also assimilation. And the waste materials, they will what happened, they'll move to the cell membrane or cell surface and it will be thrown out by the the breaking of this vacuole. Understood? So in this way what happened, the nutrition in amoeba takes place. Okay, so nutrition in amoeba is an example for holozoic nutrition, and with the help of pseudopodia they ingest the food. Okay, and in another organism like paramecium, okay, how they obtain food? Okay, they are having certain cilia. Okay, they are having cilia all over the body, and there is a special spot to which the food has to be put. Okay, so food is moved to this spot by the movement of cilia and then it will be ingested. Okay, and then the digestion, then what, the absorption, assimilation, all this will be taking place. Is it clear? As they are having a single cell, with the single cell only all the process will be done. Okay, there is no particular digestive system as they are having only a single cell. So this is very clear now. So you will have to draw this diagram and you have to study this also. Okay, digestion, nutrition in amoeba. Okay, and also you have to learn this diagram. Okay, draw in your copy also this diagrams. When I give notes, okay, you can draw this diagram also in the pages. Okay, so that it will be easy for you to learn. At the last moment, if you draw or practice all the diagrams, it will be very difficult. So the diagrams you keep on drawing, okay, and practicing along with the classes. Okay, so otherwise it will be difficult for you. So this much is very clear, I hope, and we will start with the digestion in human being in the next, nutrition in human being in the next class. Thank you very much.